Hey, I'm Mark Kelly, and my presentation is over physical education and technology. Uh, the first thing I want to talk about with physical education and technology that a lot of teachers are able to use these days is they use heart rate monitors and other monitors in order to help the students realize how much work they're actually putting in whenever they go out and they run the track or they run around the gym playing different games. A lot of times these teachers, they get grants so they can get these heart rate monitors, which are a great thing. They can strap it on kids. They're really easy to put on, and they can see what their heart rate is through almost like reading a watch. This is great for teachers because they're able to help the students stay in the optimal heart rate in order to burn calories and burn as much fat as possible. And this shows the students really how much work they really need to do in order to burn the fat that they need in order to stay fit. Another thing that the heart rate monitors do is that the students like to see the progress that they can make. They like to see how much longer they can stay at the optimal heart rate zone as compared to when they first started. It's very obvious whenever you're able to monitor this and put a heart rate monitor on a child from when they first start PE to when the end of PE class comes. They realize that they've really come a long way and that they can do a lot more with their heart, at the optimal heart rate than they could before. The next thing that I want to talk about is exergames. These are exercise games. A lot of video games and different things that have been coming out have been geared towards being exergames, which the Wii console is basically the one that really started it. Basically any game that you've ever had for the Wii has been an exergame. There's some type of movement involved, whether it's acting like you're swinging a golf club, swinging a tennis racket, or just moving your arm like you're bowling or something. There's some kind of movement, which is a lot better than just sitting there and pressing buttons. But then, of course, there are a lot more advanced exergames that you can get to. There's a website. It's www.exergamefitness.com, and it has the most in-depth extra games you could ever see. You can get on there and you can find a bike game where you compete against other people. You can compete against times from professionals. There are all kinds of games. There's kickboxing games. I watched a video of a lady playing a game that was a lot like Dance Dance Revolution, but she was using a kickboxing platform or something where when you kick it, it tells you when to kick the sides, when to punch in the middle, and all that stuff. It looked like a lot of fun and a lot of hard work right there. So there's a lot of different extra games on this extragamefitness.com, and it can show you all kinds of different things, Dance Revolution, and all kinds of different things. With the extra games, the main thing that the PE teachers are doing is that they're able to get grants, and they can have a bunch of boards on just a projector, and they're able to go through the whole thing and see who can score the highest and who in the class is doing the best that is possible, which this helps out a lot for PE teachers, for students that may not be the most athletic. They may not always get picked first if you're picking for teams. That means they may not always feel comfortable out there playing the basic games that you normally would in PE. By doing the different extra games, they're able to find something that they can do, whether it's the dancing on the Dance Dance Revolution, or if you're playing kickboxing, or whatever kind of game you'd have with the extra games. Maybe it's biking or something, but they're usually able to find a little niche that they can get into and really work towards being fit and work towards being a little bit more athletic, so that maybe eventually down the road, especially with me teaching the sixth graders, hopefully they'll be able to participate in some form of sports, and through making sure that they stay fit and they're working, that can hopefully get them to do that. The next thing that I really want to talk about is the different apps for iPhones and iPads and any kind of thing that you can get an app for. There are basically two types of apps that I saw. They're training apps and they're performance apps. I feel like a training app is something that's gonna help you stay fit, something that maybe helps to motivate you to stay active. Which one of the apps that I did see was something that where you could compete with different people all over the world, and you could log on have races. If you're running a 5K or something, you can get on and find somebody that wants to run a 5K and have a race. Or if you wanted to see who could run the farthest, you could log on and find somebody that wants to have a distance race, and you can run and see how far you guys can go. There's a bunch of different apps where you can do that, but that's just one of them that I saw. And there's a performance app which helps you get better at a specific sport like track. One app that I saw would give you ready, set, and then it give you a gun, simulating the start of a track race. And if you it would determine how fast you got off the blocks, and it would determine if you had a false start or not. Which you can do that if it judges that you got off 1/100th of a second. Under 1/100th of a second, it's going to call a false start, and you're going to have to come back. And it's really going to help track guys a lot. A lot of the times, these apps, they're easy to find. You can use them on a bunch of different things. Another app that I saw with a video was that there used to be a snake game. I don't know if y'all played it, but there's a snake game that I used to play all the time on my phone, which all it was you click a button, the snake would go around and eat something until it kept getting bigger and getting bigger until you weren't able to do it anymore, and then you'd lose the game. Well, here's a video of an app where you can actually, it'll take a picture of the GPS coordinates of where you're at, and then you can walk around and play snake in person, which is pretty amazing. It'll take a picture from sky view of where you're at, and you walk around and eat it. But I'll just show it to you. The website where I find a lot of these apps is called the PEgeek.com. It's got all kinds of different apps. I believe last time I was on there it said 15th installment of the PE apps that are the best or something like that, and just had a lot of cool ideas on what you can get people to do with the different apps for the iPhone, iPad, all that. As you can see, that's a really neat idea and a good way to get people to stay active. A good way to encourage walking, maybe running. For PE, I really think that if you can ever get students to use something on the phone, that they're going to really like it and they're going to enjoy it, and they're going to want to do it all the time if they can just use their phone, because it's something that a lot of people don't allow them to use. But I know everybody has it, especially in the high school. I know all of them have their phones and they got the apps and anything that they can use. So they got it. Why not bust it out and use it and see if we can get them to work a little bit more and maybe get in shape a little bit more. The next part that I want to talk about is the technology for the Paralympics and different people that may have disabilities. People may go off to war and come back without any limbs, and you always see those guys that they have those legs that are really amazing, and they help them to run, and they can go out and run races in the Paralympics and other things, along with the different wheelchair races and technologies they have to help those wheelchairs go as fast as they can. I even read an article where they talked about maybe it was cyborging athletes, almost making them superhuman. I I don't buy that. I just think it's just another way to help people compete and stay fit and stay active and be able to work towards goals and do everything that a normal person would do and just be able to have fun and compete in something that they like to do. So that's just some of the ways that people are able to use technology these days to help with physical education and other active things that will help them in their lifestyle. I know there's a lot more that we weren't able to cover right here, but I know that it's going to continue to grow, and that through sports and through physical education and other activities, that technology is going to have a huge effect on it. And sports usually have a huge effect on technology as well, especially the video and all the TV that everybody sees. So that's kind of a big deal of helping out with the HD technology to come around to what it is. But thanks for your time, and see you later.